I'm just tickled to death that you guys include me in the Cool Kids Club. Get to come over and hang out with you guys. You guys get to do this all the time. I just get to come every now and then.
So this is like a teaser trailer for Thursday next week.
What's Thursday next week, man?
We're doing a Real Estate Roundtable. You're going to be back at the country club talking to us.
Okay. I literally.
I love that.
I'm going to tell you this. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. It literally. I go to bed, and I tell people this. They think I'm crazy, but I literally go to bed, and I see where I've got to be the first place the next morning. And that's just what I do because, like, you know, it's just – now sometimes I'll look ahead, but I'll forget what I'm doing. But, like this upcoming Saturday is kind of crazy, man. I don't even remember what all we got. There's a fish fry I got to go to, and there's something before that, and then I got to go race lawnmowers. There's going to be a lawnmower race with me, Christy Graham, and Judge Cross and Megan Selman at this thing out at the fairgrounds.
Yale County.
And then, no, it's at the fairgrounds,
Russellville.
you know, but Yale Fest is going on, man. Yale Fest is huge. And then as soon as I race that, I got to get cleaned up, and I got to go speak at a graduation for Premier High School. And so, yeah, it's kind of I do know that far ahead, but it's kind of wild. But yeah, Yale Fest starts tonight, I think, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yale Fest is a great thing. You know, it really is. It's just a good thing. I like it.
Yeah, I was there this morning, and tents already setting up.
Yeah.
Some people waiting there.
You going to introduce El?
Yeah, we could. I mean, but I think it started great. So, hey, guys, if you guys been watching, we're here on Eleva. Today we have Mayor Fred Teague for the city of Russellville. Once again, we got Randy with Wooten Customs. We got Jonathan with Diamond Ridge Construction. And we're just here talking about an upcoming event, Real Estate Roundtable on May 14th at 6 p.m. at the Country Club. So Mayor's going to be there as a Q&A.
Yeah.
You know,
I think so.
Yes.
Everywhere I go is a Q&A. I always just like doing a Q&A instead of talking. I talked to a group of kids the other day, and I said, we'll just Q&A instead of a talk. So
yeah. So if you're watching this, you need to come to the Country Club May 14th at 6 p.m. You might have some questions for the mayor. Maybe you want to meet him. I mean, honestly, he's a really approachable guy. So, you know, and so come out and Real Estate Roundtable is once a month. What is it, like third Thursday?
Second Thursday.
Second Thursday of each
6
month.
p.m.
6 p.m. and just come out, learn something. Last time we had how to manage properties. No?
AI.
Oh, AI.
Yeah,
well, I skipped that. I couldn't make it. My son had a baseball game.
Yeah, that's the last one you had. With the rest of us, we had AI.
So I'm going to go back to that in a minute when you get done.
Yeah. Oh, I'm done.
No, that's kind of cool. You talk about the Real Estate Roundtable and you talk about AI, you know, that just kind of intrigues me because, you know, I use AI a lot. I really do. And I mean, whether you like AI or not, man, it's here to stay.
Yeah.
And I tell people, man, if you're not using it, somebody else is. So how are you, sorry to hijack this discussion, but what did you guys talk about on using AI in real estate and stuff?
We had Tal there. Tal introduced a software that he's introducing to people. I mean, it's an open source software, OpenClaw, I think that's what it was. And he more or less explained how that works, and he offers classes and stuff like that, which is pretty detailed. And I mean, we all use AI. I use AI. It's one of those, I feel like you said, if you're not using it, you're gonna get left behind.
Yeah, somebody else is using it, so you're at a disadvantage because you know, I tell my staff, I'm like, I'm not trying to replace you, but if it can shorten what you're doing over here, you can do something else over here. For sure. And there's lots of things that, I mean, AI is just, it's wild what it's able to do. Really it is.
Yeah.
And I know about that much about it.
Yeah, it's pretty next level. I've been using ChatGPT for about 2 years, and then with Tal's bringing it around. But by the way, Tal, or if you guys are interested, leveluplocal.com. Tal was talking to me yesterday. Hey, man, what if you help me with promotion? And I'm like, I'll help you.
Yeah,
So there you go, Tal.
Yeah.
So I'm set up already, and in this OpenClaw thing and ChatGPT, and we installed Telegram on the phone, and I just talk to it, and it does everything I would do.
So OpenClaw is just another AI
it's like an
source?
open source software, and it's free. I don't know much details, but the creator, he signed with, I don't know if it's the correct company, NVIDIA or one of those huge companies. Okay. And the deal was, I'll sign with you guys and everything, but this software has to be free.
Okay.
So anybody can use it. And use it.
The way Tal explained it was that OpenClaw was the car, and then like if you use ChatGPT or Grok or any of those AIs on your phone, then those would be like the motor in the car.
Okay.
So like you can have the motor do things in the car for you.
Okay.
Where ChatGPT and all those are kind of limited now. If you put it into OpenClaw, it kind of gives you a little more freedom. You can open emails, you can make phone calls.
I'm gonna have to check this
text
out.
messages and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
the best analogy I got from it was that OpenClaw was the vehicle, and you could put all the parts in the vehicle, and then ChatGPT or your AI source was the motor, and that would be how everything would be working inside that.
Yeah, I use ChatGPT and I use Gemini. I use
Gemini's
it's in our Google Suite.
Yeah.
So I'll use it to dictate. I'll just while I'm driving down the road, I'll say, hey, start talking, and just kind of then it will make a letter or document for me or graphics or something like that.
I mean, you can teach it. You can. So Tal's. It's good to go to the class of Tal's. Like you need to ask it this, and this. So I asked mine. Mine is my AI agent is called Antonio.
Okay.
And so I'm like, Antonio.
So you've got your AI named.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet, man.
Yeah,
I need to name mine.
So and then I tell it how I wanted to talk to me. I told him I'm from California. I'm not too serious. So it goes to sleep, right? And then I wake it up. And then, hey, are you there? He's like, yes, Master Obee, I'm here. How can I help you?
Master. He's got a name, Master.
So I told him, because
Call me Master.
I keep, I've always been a jokester, and I'm like, look, I'm serious when I need you to work. Let's be serious. So I don't tell it like I need you. I'm like, hey, we need to do this. Let's go investigate, search the web, see what are the best solutions for X and Y,
the genie
and it comes back.
Now, is this your OpenClaw that you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
So it uses ChatGPT, but it does all that. I mean, check my email or, hey, my Google account, go investigate if it's optimized for the search engines.
Okay.
And it comes back, you know what, you're really broad, you're not focusing. All right, go change it.
Yeah,
and it goes changes it instead of me logging in and doing all that.
What's the mayor going to do on Thursday night? The mayor's going to look at OpenClaw.
OpenClaw, though, is a software that you download on a home or a base PC. And then, like he was explaining, he talks to his through Telegram, which is just an app that it communicates with. So it brings it to the phone for you to be able to communicate.
Yeah, it's next level stuff. I'm having a lot of fun with it right now. Like when I installed it in my systems, I was texting it and it was replying. Then I did the audio and it was like, I can't transcribe it. And I was like, okay, find out how to do it. And it went and it came back. Okay, I figured out all this explanation, and then try it again. And I'm like, hey, can you hear or read or whatever, transcribe what I'm telling you? And then it says, yes, I do.
But you don't have a country accent. I spell lock or lot, like Light, and it sends lock. And I'm like, I didn't say lock. I said lot.
Okay.
The country accent.
Well, that's where you can get. Well, that's where you can get it to learn you and everything.
Yeah. That's crazy that it's able to do that, though, Jonathan.
No, it really is. I've been talking to Tal and all that, and the reason I want to get it is because there's a lot of things I don't know how to do, but this system knows how to do. With ChatGPT, you still have to get in there. You have to talk to it, give you the information. But it can't open any apps or anything. This system can open the apps and all that. Yeah. It can send the email and all that. So you won't have to copy and paste this and that. You're like, all right, I like the information. Now put it on an email for me, please, and send it off to them.
Like Obee said, it's next level. That's just
next level.
Man, I'm just gonna have to check this out.
Or post it to social media or any of that, because I know some of Tal's content on his page, he was pushing straight from OpenClaw and all that. Yeah, which was, it was still good content too.
Yeah,
awesome. It is next level. I mean, I'm still messing with it. I've been a little busy, but I'm probably gonna get a whole weekend and then set it up, or like, hey, scrape everything that I've ever posted on my Facebook account and everything. Learn the way I speak and I think, and then start coming up with posts that it's not even me anymore. It's just Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. So it'll start. Antonio will do it.
Antonio. What would you name yours?
Obee is gonna be.
I don't know what I would name.
Obee's gonna be in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Hey, but I just want to say, like I think I was telling you or someone, like the AI, like you say, is here to stay.
Yeah.
And I think we're very lucky to have a guy like Tal in this town that really loves that cyber. I mean, we don't have to hire somebody from outside. No. This guy's in town. We trust him, and so he can set us up, because this wave is going to hit in the next 2 years. We're like beta testing right now. Like you were mentioning, hopefully there's an app that does it all itself. Yeah. And it'll go. Right now we have to open different things on our laptop, and and like connect the whole thing, you know. But once it's connected, it works, you know.
But Tal is deep in this, man. He's submerged in this and just really goes in. And you know, he's a really sharp kid, man. He is, I mean, there's a lot of bandwidth and capacity in that kid's head. It really is. I mean, he's a really knowledgeable and very, you know, you talked about me being approachable. He's very approachable too, and just he's just a man. He's good. He's a good egg.
I've been working with him since June 2023.
Yeah.
And we joke around now. I'm like, hey, man, you a robot? You AI? Are you from the future?
Yeah.
Just let me know. He's like, nah.
But no, he's good.
What was Tony Sparks' Iron Man? What?
Yeah, it's the Jarvis. Is it Jarvis?
Jarvis. Yeah, Jarvis.
I like that. That might be mine.
That might be yours. Yeah. I don't know. Put me on the spot there. I don't know if I can come up with a name that I'd want to name my.
You can just ask your ChatGPT what it wants to be named.
Yeah, I can say, hey, what should I name you? Yeah, what do you want to be named? That'd be kind of funny. So.
Yeah, I don't want to say who I named mine after publicly, but some people know.
Actually, I was at Lowe's. What's her name? The new Sean, whoever took Sean's spot.
Bethany.
Bethany?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was telling about, ChatGPT. He's like, yeah, everybody's kind of use it. My mom uses it a lot. She's a little crazy. She asks about these workouts, but like very specific. She's like, I'm a mother of 3, this and that. And I'm like, that's what you're supposed to do.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, for real. Like, if you don't give it that detail, it will give you a generic answer.
Dude, it's probably...
is that because it's personalized to you. So I told her that, and she's like, oh, the whole time I thought my mom was crazy.
It's crazy. No, I was sitting, it was probably 4 or 5 months ago. I was sitting on the couch. I was like, man, I'm hungry for pancakes. And it was dinner, and I was like, I never want pancakes. And so I was like, hey, give me a recipe for 3 pancakes, and it just threw me a recipe out, and I went in there and from scratch made 3 pancakes, and I was like, it's just kind of but you can use it for anything, man.
I had it. We're going on a trip this weekend, and I had a trailer that I was equipping to make a kayak trailer out of it, and I had the dimensions, and I'm pretty good about dissecting stuff and putting it together because it's what we do for a living and stuff like that. But I didn't want to put the time into figuring that out because I had a lot going on. So I told it, I said, this is a size trailer. I'm carrying 3 kayaks on each side. I need a storage box in the middle. I need you to build me a draft and let me know what material to buy. And it sent that thing to me. I'm talking about like...
That's crazy, man.
Nice.
Yeah.
Golly.
I'm just going to put a twist on it, my little spin. But
it's a good starting point.
It gives you literally a diagram and a drawing of everything that you needed to purchase for that. And I'm like, well, that's cool. Like,
that's wild.
Really time saving, 101 for sure.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's like another step. I mean, because we've had Google for years, and we go and search.
Yeah.
And this is kind of like the bridge to like just making it better.
Well, yeah, that's a good example. We go back to when we first got Google. Like, oh my God, this is crazy, man. You ask it what was it? Ask Jeeves years ago. You may not. You may be younger. I don't know.
Yahoo.
Yahoo. And you're like me. You ask that stuff. And then, this is
AOL.
wild. Yeah.
I remember. I feel old, because when I was a kid, the internet came out and it was all dial up.
Oh yeah.
And if someone picked up the phone, it'd screw up your internet connection, and you'd have to start all over.
Man, when we were on dial-up back when we were younger, man, I would load up, sorry, I'm not supposed to say this, but I'd load up like 30 or 40 songs before I went to bed on LimeWire and Napster, and pray that 2 or 3 of them were complete by the time you woke up.
I killed my parents' computer downloading LimeWire music. It had a CD burner. We just burn it and listen to all that music.
Back in the day, it was wild. Now we got it at
digital world,
it is wild. So.
That'd be crazy.
Sorry to hijack that, man, but that's kind of intriguing. So
that'd be crazy to go, a day with old computers.
You wouldn't be able to do anything.
Probably need to make these kids do that.
It would be so slow. Well, when those computers first came out, you didn't know what to expect. And so whenever it came on, if it took 45 seconds, a minute to pop up, then it was what it was. It was better than y'all remember. I know. Y'all might not, but I know Fred does that.
Fred's old enough.
He's from California, so I don't know that he remembers the old floppy disk Oregon Trail games.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was able to.
Okay. Well, those old computers that you were putting floppy disk in, those dudes were anciently slow.
Yeah,
Oh,
you,
like
had,
mega-
you had a
those-
56K floppy disk, and if you notch the back of it, you could turn it over,
Flip it over and do the
flip it
other
over, and
side.
it would
That's
double
right.
it would
Yeah.
double, you know.
I
yeah.
didn't know that.
So man,
Yeah.
you had 56K on one side. Man,
Yeah.
you're like 56K, what in the world? But yeah,
Yeah, it was-
back when we had-
It's wild.
KBs,
Gigabyte,
and then megabytes.
Yeah.
Now
it's
we're
megabyte.
past
now
what it was.
terabytes.
Well, it's petabytes now, or
Peta,
something,
yeah.
and even
Oh, wow.
bigger, or whatever they are.
Yeah,
And there's probably something bigger now.
my dad actually went to college in Mexico for computer system and all that. And this is back in the day. He's like, the computers were a whole room.
Yeah.
A whole room.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So to not get off task, Real Estate Roundtable.
Mhm. Yeah.
Let's talk about growth in Russellville, homes, apartments. Just in general, as a leader of the city, do you see the growth? I mean, obviously we got growth happening. Are we short on homes? Do we? Where do you see us with the real estate market?
Well, a couple things, if you hear me talk, and I say this just almost all the time I talk about, it's quality of life, quality of place for all of our people. And, there's 4 pillars there. That's housing, education, safety, and healthcare. And so if you were to ask me what our weakest point right now, it would be housing. It would be. Now, where we're at, you do have some apartments popping up here and there, kind of what we call infill lots that are in an established neighborhood. People are coming in there, throwing some apartments up. You have 2 subdivisions right now. You got Scenic Way or Scenic Acres up on Marina Way. And then you have the walkable neighborhood that's getting ready to start there at 12th and Vancouver. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But other than that, we don't have anything and to me, honestly, where I feel the problem, and I could be wrong, but is our land is artificially inflated right now. And so, a developer cannot go in and buy dirt and then come in and build the infrastructure
right.
and still get an ROI on that. So that's really, I think that's where we're at. Scott Sanders has got some apartments going out by the high school too. Kind of forgot about that. He's building some duplexes out there. But you've got land, due to the casino situation that really everybody thought it was just basically gold. And it got really kind of out of whack there. So I think it's going to take us a minute for that to correct. But where I look at things is we are the Arkansas River Valley. And so it's not about what I call the blue line of the city limits of Russellville. So we need to do well as the Arkansas River Valley. And I really go from Mayor Alan Lipsmeyer down in Morrilton to Mayor Roxy Hall up in Ozark, David Reeder in Clarksville, and all of these. These towns have to be successful for us to succeed. Mayor Witt, Mayor Witt's a key component over there in Dardanelle. So, Dardanelle, we need all of these areas that maybe aren't as artificially inflated as us to be able to see the housing growth. I just, Roger Lee up in Dover, if you go into Dover and make a right, there's a couple little houses being built out there right now. So any growth that we can see in the Arkansas River Valley as far as housing, but I would definitely say it's our weakest point. In the last 4 years, we've increased 25% in our industrial jobs. So we've had good growth there. And you just drive down the road and we've had amazing retail growth. I mean, that's not a question. We've had amazing retail growth, but that housing is one of those things that we really are struggling with. But in the same token, a developer can't develop if he can't get that return on his investment. At the end of the day, we've got to get that return on our investment. So I think that's where we're struggling as a city of Russellville. There's nothing that there's nothing magic that we can do as a community to really correct that artificial inflation. And so we see that kind of you've got developers looking at that East Main corridor around the Olive Garden Academy area. If you'd come in and bought the land adjacent or across or something before they were built, you could get a whole lot better price. But now once something's there, then like, oh man, this is worth so much more.
Oh yeah.
And so but you price yourself out of the market where the investor has to get it at a certain price to make the project work. But I think apartments are key. I don't think the days of like the even the acre to 3 to 5 acre subdivisions. People don't want that anymore. I don't think people really want. And you guys can maybe tell me, I don't know, but when you're raising families, you don't want to go home and have to take care of 2 or 3 acres on the weekend. You want to be able to spend some time with your wife and kids, and plus the fact that you guys are business owners, so you're working all the time. I think that is our weakest point. We've got to get that. But I don't know if there's anything we can do per se to kind of correct that. I think time's going to have to correct that. But my hopes are as we see these other communities rise up and be able to bring the housing. I don't know if that makes any sense or not. What's your thought on it? Being inside that world. I mean, yes, I'm the mayor, but you guys are actually in that real estate world. You're in that building world. That.
I mean, you were right on the point. There's so many people looking to invest in the community already, contractors and builders and everything. And by the time you find a piece of land that is still available on the market, everyone's already looked at that piece of land and the return on that investment. Like there was 7 acres, it might have been 4, I'm pretty sure it was 7, but there's 7 acres near subdivision, and we stumbled across it, and I was like, man, that's an awesome deal. Wonder why no one's done that yet. And then I started doing legwork on it and realized you had to do all the infrastructure. You got to do all the and of course, a smaller business, we don't have we have banking power, but not like the bigger investors and stuff do. And so we started looking, and you could put 14 homes on it. They'd already plotted the lots where you could do that. And by the time you were all said and done in it, the infrastructure was going to be way beyond what that piece of property would even bring back.
Because blacktop is outrageous right now. Right. Concrete is incredible. I mean, what are you paying for concrete right now? I mean, it's close to $175, $200 a yard. I mean, I can remember when I was a kid, when I was younger, we were paying $50, $55 a yard for concrete.
I think I just priced it yesterday for some, and it wasn't. It wasn't good for me, really.
It's about 185.
Yeah, I think it was 185, but I needed 10 yards, so it ended up being like $2,200 or something like that. Man. And I was like, well, that's a kick, I mean, here's what it is. Part of the industry, diesel prices are high right now.
Oh yeah, I can't even.
I leave my truck running a lot, but I'm like, man, like that 511. Yesterday when I fueled up, so at the PDQs it kicks it off at $150.
Yeah.
And my truck's
and 30, still needed some.
32 gallons. I just won't turn it back on. 32 gallons, and it gives me 28. I'll just on that last couple gallons, I'll just get it on the next go around. And it'll kick off at 150. But we had this fall in fuel. And fuel. I won't get too deep into politics and all that stuff because it's not worth my time. But we don't even get our fuel from that area, and we're being charged for it. What I'm saying?
You're exactly right. Right. It's opportunistic.
It went down a little bit, and when it did, well, when they're a $1 billion industry, they're making billions a day off of the people that need the fuel to survive and make a living. I don't agree with that. But like I said, we're not gonna get too deep into that. It had gone down because I had a full tank of fuel, and it wasn't $150+, and then. I went to the pump, and I don't pay attention. You got to pay for it, so it's one of those things. Right. I just need to swipe the card and put the receipt where it goes and move on, And I was like, oh, no. Like, it was $5.19 a gallon. I was like, well, that sucks, But start seeing me carrying wood on the back of a scooter, electric vehicle.
Oh, man.
That's crazy. Man. We always go through some gas crisis, huh? Mm-hmm. Every couple of years.
Well, there's, I can remember, now it's not that, I used to own a party rental company, and we've traveled 5 states, and I remember one time I was over in Memphis, and I saw diesel at like $4.50, and I'm like, oh my God, I got to get that while I'm here, because it was, because that was amazing to see at $4.50, which would be good right now too, if you can grab diesel at $4.50, but, it is, but, as a business owner back then, you're exactly right. You just had to swipe the card and do what you had to do. And, grateful that we have that ability. There's a lot 100%. There's a lot of families out there struggling right now that, it literally, they're going $5 and $10 at a time, and $5 at the gas pump right now is not getting you what it used to be, and so that's tough on the there's a lot of people out there struggling to make ends meet for real.
Mm-hmm. I think that's why Arkansas is still a pretty big blessing for a lot of people.
Oh yes,
because it is. Yeah, everything's high here too and everything, but I think we're a lot better than a lot of states.
Yeah. You guys are from California. You're from California.
Yeah, I saw it was like over $7 a gallon.
Yeah, my cousin from up in the Sacramento area, he posted yesterday, and it was kind of an AI funny thing, but it was a 7-Eleven, and it had diesel at 7-Eleven and regular at 7-Eleven. He said the prophecy's been fulfilled, but he did say, he said it, and I said, man, I know it's AI, but it's kind of cool. But he said, man, he said he saw gas at $6.49 yesterday, and so that's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
it is. I remember when I was a kid in the backseat of my parents' vehicle in a small town in East Arkansas. We were driving, right? And I remember this because I remember, having a conversation about what the numbers were on the gas station. Do y'all want to guess what it was?
89 cents.
97 cents.
97
cents, though, bro. Like
I can remember paying 67 cents a gallon.
I remember $20 used to get you a full tank of fuel and a drink.
Yeah, I remember those prices in the 80s.
Yeah, I remember. I remember riding my motorcycle back in the 80s, and man, if I had 75 cents, I'd go get a gallon of gas because it's 67 cents a gallon. And that'd get you something, man.
Yeah, gas was $1.99, 99 cents. Big Mac was 99 cents.
Oh man, yeah, it was crazy.
The whole combo was like $2.99 or something.
Oh man, back when I was raising a family, we could take 4 of us after church to CC's for $20, man. We're in and out with drinks and with the kids for $20 at CC's, man. It's $50 now. I don't know how you guys are doing.
We just go in
raising kids, really don't.
I made my kids pay for their own.
Yeah, there you go.
No, they're pretty spoiled. They don't have to pay when they go eat, but.
We in our family we have the needs and wants, but food we have to eat. So whatever, we just have to go and pay.
We were talking to some of the twins here the other day, and they pulled up their phone, and I was looking. I said, "What is that?" And it's like, I said, "Well, that was Toros." I said, "Toros cost you $31?" And he was like, "No, my food was only $16." I said, "What do you mean your food was only $16?" He said, "Well, the DoorDash," and I'm like,
"Oh man!"
I said, "You're not DoorDashing food." I said, "You're not DoorDashing food from Toros to your house, right?"
Dude, I literally would get up and drive across town for $15.
Well, here's what I told him. I said, "I got a deal for you." I said, "When y'all want McDonald's, DoorDash, anything that you want, just shoot me over that $15 and I'll bring it to you and I'll smile. No problem." And they were like, "No." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're literally spending $80 a week just on a food delivery service." And
but I know it's crazy, but I mean, there's a lot of people feeding their family off DoorDash.
But when you got teenage kids that are just lazy and they got vehicles,
that's crazy, man.
I don't know. I'm a different kind. My dad used to tell me to turn my truck off, and here I am at 41 years old. My truck runs all day long, so. Well,
they used to say back in the day it was cheaper to keep a diesel running instead of starting it. I don't know if that's the case or not anymore.
Well, the problem they have, I don't know if yours has it, the DEF system. So it clogs up the whole filter system, everything, and it costs a lot of money.
Yeah. Mine's still under warranty, and I can't let my assistant get warm. You got to keep her fed and cool, and she'll be happy.
Yeah. Cool. They actually had to put up a shut off on ours and all that because it's supposed to be running to clear the filters.
The filters,
system. No, that if it's idling, they actually say it's worse.
It is bad for it. Yeah, it'll go through a regen and all that stuff.
Yeah, you're talking Greek to me. I don't know.
Too.
So it has a DEF system. It has a DEF system in it, and once the filters, I don't remember where the filters are, but there's filters in it. Once they get partially clogged, and the truck will high idle to accelerate to blow those particles out.
That makes sense.
It builds heat up and it burns it off and all that. But
it's not good for the trucks.
But the thing is, when you work like us, our trucks is our office.
Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah.
So
So a lot of times you're sitting there working and doing the things. Now, see if you're doing it with AI, you're doing it quicker though, man.
Yeah.
I try to do my best and get the estimates turned in, but I can't fully trust AI. At some point, once it has all my numbers, but the market's ever changing.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I price materials. It's different from week to week, you know.
Well, that's what
I would think.
they say. You're
Depends on
supposed to-
some material,
You're supposed to use AI to help you and everything, but always double check. You know,
Yeah.
because, hey, it does get it wrong, you know, and all that. So it's good to check up. I remember I was talking to you about estimate and all that.
Yeah.
I had mine already pulled up with the AI, but I was like, Randy, what do you think about this and all that?
It does math wrong sometimes.
Oh, wow.
And it's AI. So, like, I'm big on double checking.
Yeah.
My numbers, I want my numbers to be where they need to be. And so once I toss them in and it tells me, hey, this is what the standard market's going for, and then you go through and the total's one thing and my total was a different. I'm like,
Something's wrong.
we missed $25 here. Like, where's this $25? You know,
Yeah.
just part of learning though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
double
Yeah.
It really is like a kid though. Whenever the AI first starts, it
as soon
learns.
as you give it a name, maybe it'll be better. Maybe as soon as you personalize it, like Antonio.
What was Tony's
Antonio.
Jarvis.
Man,
Jarvis.
I won't remember that. I won't ever be able to talk to it. I just call mine Bill or something.
Yeah. I mean, it's just one of those things that we're learning how to use it,
Yeah.
and optimize it. But I've been using it for about 2 to 3 weeks, and it's helping a lot. The only things I get crazy with, I'm like, do this, do that. So I learned that I have to let it finish the first task, and then go to the next.
So how slow is it though when you like, you know, ChatGPT, you open up 4 or 5 different projects. You open projects on yours, or you just talk to it in chat?
Well, I don't open projects out where I just do new chats.
Yeah. So like almost every estimate I do, I put it in a new project, and I was conversating with it about, we're doing a fire pit giveaway for Wooten Customs. We're giving a custom fire pit away and stuff. And when you talk to it too long, it tends to get slower.
Yeah.
Like if I made a thread about the fire pit, and then I've been talking back and forth with it for 2 or 3 weeks per se. When I get to talking to it, it takes longer to process. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tell explains like it's like a cup. It keeps getting full and full, and then it's overflowing. So you start a new thread, and that's the thing with ChatGPT. But with the OpenClaw, now it's in your memory, in your
Database or whatever,
hard drive or whatever.
Yeah.
The only thing you have to do is it still keeps accumulating the information. But like, let's say when I taught it how to go into my Google page and do changes and everything, it took him some time to figure it out. And then I was okay, save that as a new skill on a separate folder. Everything else is general, but this is like, next time I tell you, hey, go back to my Google page, you already know how to go in there and how to prompt things. And he was like, okay, yes, master. Then, you know.
Yes, master. Every time you say master, it reminds me of like rubbing a genie bottle or something.
Yeah, because me and my childhood friend Kenny, we used to like we used to watch Van Damme and like Bloodsport, and we were always like Master Obee, Master King. So that's kind of how it stuck with me.
You stuck in the 80s, bro.
Yeah.
I love that though. That's cool.
Yeah. So and then I call my son Master Jaden, joking, but he doesn't know why. I have to tell him why, because we used to play like that with my.
So did you
friend.
buy a standalone computer at home for that?
No, I left my laptop. I leave it at the house now, and it's open. So I taught it to stay awake even if the screen is
Off.
Well, I didn't teach it. I told it to do it.
Yeah.
So, but we're looking into, and I was telling somebody about it. A lot of people are gonna start buying the MacBook. Is it the MacBook Minis or that?
No, the Mac Minis. Yeah,
Mac Mini.
those are great
Okay.
standalones.
It's a secret, bro.
So those are the ones that, you know,
Work the best.
And I want to buy one like just like an aftermarket. And
There's one right over there, man.
I want to buy
That's probably
I'm just kidding.
you know the Square PC computers that, you know, they used to have a tower and now they're just a smaller version. Oh, would that not work?
Yeah.
Well, this is just me, but the classes I've been to, because I've been going back, because I just like to go.
I'll never be an iPhone or an Apple product person.
I know, but it's easier to run these systems on the Macs. And a lot of people that have the PCs, they're having issues. Take longer and everything. So I don't know what it is.
I like the hard road.
I mean, it'll still work.
Hey, trust Master Obee. He knows what he's talking about. Trust Master.
I mean, I was a PC guy. I had Android and everything, and then I just made the switch. I started with the laptop. Then my friend gave me an iPad, and I'm like, man, I just gotta.
Man, I hate to tell you. I mean, Apple products are good. That camera.
Yeah, it still says recording. I'm not moving it. So
mine says insufficient SD speed recording stop.
Okay.
Both of them
on that one. That's on us.
This one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's
let's
recording
just
me,
keep
so it
going.
doesn't matter.
We can. It'd be fun.
You know, we could do audio.
Yeah.
Or whatnot. So.
Do we want to put another SD card or something?
I don't know. I'm just hoping that it's still recording, but my screen is frozen.
What do you mean your screen is frozen?
Yeah, like you can still see it, but see that number.
It'd be okay. We can just do the audio if need be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's better with me anyway because you don't have to see me.
I mean, it's on my good side.
Yeah, but you have a good side.
It'll be good. It'll be good.
So I noticed that, I guess, summer coming up and all that. Everybody knows about summer, but you have, the lawn, you have to keep the grass cut. I've seen a lot of people working like in the parks and stuff like that. How many employees do you guys have in the city?
We employ about 250 employees.
Wow.
So yeah, there's across all the departments you got about 250. But they're mowing probably upwards of 500 acres a week. It's just like mow, and then you especially if it's raining, you mow, and then you go back and you got to turn around. It's like painting a bridge. Once you get to the other side, you got to go back paint it again. So, but no, it really is. There's a lot of grass, man. There is a lot of grass, a lot of parks, but talking about grass, soccer. The soccer complex is incredible. Yeah. It looks amazing right now, and so those teams have really done good. And soccer's our biggest sport. We've got about probably 1,300 people, young and old, that play soccer. So it's really good. But yeah, parks are really, really key. When you talk about economy and you talk about parks, they're really important because there's a lot of families that can't afford to do things, and so that's why those parks are. I go back to when my wife and I were early in our marriage, not that we have a lot now, but, we didn't have a lot. We were a single-car family. We lived in Rogers, Arkansas. Both of us worked in Bentonville, so I would literally throw my son on the back of my bicycle on a little bike carrier, and I would drive him to his daycare on my bicycle from Rogers to Bentonville, and then I would go to my wife's workplace, throw the bike on the back of the car, and then I would go to work, and then I would come back and pick her up like at midnight, and then we'd go get the kid. But Olive Street Park in Rogers was where we went, man. That's all we could do. We couldn't afford anything. We weren't taking the kids to Chuck E. Cheese. We wouldn't take them to Chuck E. Cheese or the movies or anything, man. We were going to the park. That's all we had because that's all we could afford. And so that's why our parks are so important, because especially in a struggling economy, it means a lot for families just to be able to go out and do something and have that amusement and do the things. The splash pad, I think we're going to open up the splash pad today, and because the weekend's supposed to be hot, we're opening it up a little bit early, but man, that thing's crazy. That thing is wild, how many people go out to that. But so, I think it's important. You talk about grass, talk about parks, all of those things is just really important to families.
Yeah. We went to the splash pad last year a few times. Okay, the girl. I mean, it's just the smile it brings to the kids. Sometimes we have the iPads and all these places. They like to go to urban air or whatever. But I mean, especially my little one, like splash pad. Yeah.
Do you walk up to the splash pad and say, "The master is here"?
Oh my God! Now you're that's gonna be the thing now. I like to joke. I'll show up.
Please don't do that, because I'll probably have to have the police department come out. Somebody just walked up to the master's here. He's kind of I'm just kidding. No,
Hi, Master Obee. I'm here to see the mayor.
I'm just kidding. No, really, parks are so important. It really is, and the grass is part of it. But yeah, we have about 250 employees, and they really do. They work real hard to make the community look good.
I seen them. Yeah, that's why I was like I was going to mention that.
Yeah, they were around my block today. They were cutting the 21st in Arkansas.
Did you throw them a west side?
I don't think the people see the growth. I think some people are just in their hustle and bustle. They don't really look outside, but Russellville's got a lot going on, like the drainage project on Parkway, Maine, or Arkansas on Parkway. Yeah. So they're replacing bridges there?
Yes. Okay, so you're going to have I had to get my Yeah, the Commerce Bridge and the Parkway Bridge will both be replaced.
Yeah,
so,
we thought they were.
That's a project that's probably 16, 18 years in the making to make that happen. So it's a big deal, and so that will get water out of downtown.
It'll alleviate
quicker,
all that
and
flooding.
it'll help us a lot. And then we also we just went out to bid yesterday. Yesterday or day before, we just opened bids for what's called the O Street drainage project, which is right in front of Whataburger. Mm-hmm. If you've been here very long, you know that Whataburger floods. And so we're finally excited to get that project underway. Hard Rock Construction was the lowest bidder on that. They're working on our recycle center over at Knoxville, which will be good. And as soon as they get done there, they'll go over and work on that O Street project. So we're excited about that. There's lots of infrastructure that you have to just constantly be working on to make sure that, drainage is super important, to get not only just keep homes from flooding, businesses, but get the water off the road quicker to make it safer. Just continuing to, build sidewalks, but also you got to go back and you got to fix the sidewalks that you already have, and continue updating the parks and all the things. Our fire. I don't think people understand the level of protection that we have with fire and EMS. I mean, the ambulances that show up when you call 911 are state of the art, man. We're one of the premier ambulance services in the state of Arkansas. We really are. And I don't think people understand when you see that red box driving down the road, what's in there, the level of care you've got, the level of equipment that's in there. When we're poised to be either the first or second, it'll be between us or West Memphis, which will be the first EMS facility that carries blood to the site. So we realized there were 49 cases last year that would have made that could have really have helped, and so we petitioned the Department of Health to be able to carry blood, and so that means if we can get that blood to you that much quicker on the scene, then maybe it could be the difference of you waking up to your family the next day. So it is just you got ultrasound on your ambulances, you've got what are called Lucas devices. You've got video laryngoscopes. You've got 15 lead monitors that we're about to run out, bring out. So, I mean, it's just really incredible the level of care that is available in Russellville, Arkansas. We
met a boy. What was his name? That young gentleman.
Wasn't it Jose?
Maybe Jose, the Hispanic boy there at the.
You're talking about Polk County EMS. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He is he's the assistant director out there. Good kid, man. He really is a good kid. Yeah.
He's talking about the Russellville.
Yeah, Russellville
ambulance.
The ambulance service inside the city of Russellville is through the fire department.
Okay.
Polk County covers the county. Okay. Now they do what's cool.
So is that like the police system? Then you got your county and your city?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. But they work together. If all of our ambulances are busy, then Polk County will be there. Or if all of Polk County is busy, then you might see a Russellville Fire Department ambulance in Hector. It's just like that mutual aid is automatic there. So whatever you might see them on the same scene. And so, it's a great partnership.
When did that come about? We got 5 years ago?
No, 23. January 23, when I first became mayor, that they had kind of brought that in place right before I became mayor, but January 1 of 23 was when we ran our first call.
So it used to be
all Pope County.
It used to be Pope County would go to every call in the city, and then the city come up with their own fire department, one or two ambulances. You got three now?
Well, we got four now.
Four.
We have four right now.
Yeah.
Actually, we have five, but four are staffed because we only have 4 stations.
Yeah. So when you see the red ones, they're actually Russellville Fire Department ambulance. Yeah. I didn't know that either. I'm one of those that I'm not gonna say I'm obsessed with the city, but the city's doing a lot of good stuff. People really don't understand because they don't want to know. They just want something to complain about. Yeah. If they just took a little bit of time and looked into the stuff that the city's doing and where that money's been allocated to, they would be all about helping the city. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I see them all over Facebook. Everybody likes to complain.
I had a guy call this morning, and he was complaining about a situation, and I was like, wait, just kind of let me clarify a few things, because he was talking this and this, and I'm like, well, no, you're saying this, but this is actually the reality, or you're saying that. And he was like, man, thanks. You know, he was like, thank you for kind of clarifying that, because you know, most people, not everyone, some people just want to be negative. But at the end of the day, a lot of people are frustrated, you know, and you know, I sit in a seat that's, you know, is government, but a lot of people are frustrated with our government overall. They really are, from the top to the bottom. And I understand that, you know, because we're in a bad, broken place. We really are as a nation. And, you know, so we're in a tough spot. So, and they're like, man, I just need to stand up for my rights. And I'm like, man, yes, you do. I will never, ever complain for somebody or never argue against somebody saying, hey, I just want to know what's going on. Let me know. And so I took the time and said, hey, listen, this is how this is, and this is how this is. And I told him, I said, hey, at the end of the day, man, call me anytime. Anytime you got a question, I'll be happy to explain, or just come down to the office. And I said, man, and if you can't make it to the office and you want me to come out and meet you, just tell my office where to meet you. Because I just, you know, because he was a working guy, you know, he's like, man, I'm on my lunch for just a minute. And I'm like, well, man, I'll come have lunch with you. I'll sit down with you on the job site. But because at the end of the day, when I go home tonight and my wife and I are going to sit down and eat, guess what? What we eat was paid for by the taxpayers, because they pay for me. And so I work for you. And that's what I want people to understand is I work for you. And so what I can do for you is, you know, and I want to be fully transparent. You know, I put a video out every Thursday afternoon. My office is open to anyone. You know, once a month I go out to the Morning with the Mayor. I put myself in a public environment, and I'm free game. You know, you can come ask me anything. And I tell people, if you see me in Walmart, stop me and ask me a question. You know, if we're eating at Slim Chickens together, man, you know, come over and say, hey, man, what about this? I work for you, and I want you to know. I would rather you ask that question and know the truth instead of be going, man, I'm just so frustrated. You know, I would rather you say, and if still when you know the truth you're still frustrated, that's fine. But at least you're frustrated about the truth. Yeah. You're not frustrated about something that's not a true narrative.
A hearsay. Yeah, because I mean, you could tell him a story, and I could overhear parts of the story and take the negative from that, and then I could spew the negative, and it's just one of those things that that's why I think communication is important. I think it's neat to have the mayor on board, you know, and communication in general.
I liken it to kind of both of you guys. Okay, so you're both in the service industry. You know what I'm saying? You're out there, and so you guys are trying to tell a better story through social media, and you do your videos and talk about the things, and but at the end of the day, you know, there may be a customer that you may have a little bit of conflict with, but hey, just go find the truth about it, and you never know what that is all about. But you're in the service industry, and at the end of the day, you know, when you go home tonight, your customers are the people that put the food on your table, and you understand that. And that's I've been in that business my whole life. You know, I've been a small business owner, so I know that. And my customer's always been my number one priority, and that's the same way as, you know, I just have 30,000 customers now.
So back to that O Street project we were talking about earlier. Is there going to be a roundabout there?
No roundabout.
Because there was a proposed roundabout.
There was a proposed roundabout. We took that off the table, so there's not going to be a roundabout there. There will be what's called there'll be a detention pond right there across from Whataburger on that field. So we'll be able to get the water there and then be able to drain it around the curve there. So it's going to be a pretty good project. But, you know, the detention pond will be able to be a small park 360 days a year, because it might have a little bit of water in it, you know, 5 days out of a year when it's flooding, but there are others 360 days. You know, people can walk across from Tech and chill out and just have a relaxing atmosphere. So I think it's going to be a good little environment.
Nice. Those roundabouts, what is the deal with that? Do they really help?
Yeah, so
they do.
So
they
in
really,
Conway,
really do.
They really do in Conway. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
I hate them, and everybody I talk to hates them.
Yeah.
I mean,
once you figure it out, man, can you imagine that Dave Ward exit and going into the Sam's and all of that over there? If you didn't have those roundabouts, it would take you so
45
long
minutes
to get into there because there's so much traffic. Mm-hmm. And so, and granted, that's a double roundabout, and it's like, oh my gosh, I almost get killed every time I go through. My wife hates riding with me because I don't know how to use them, but they really, really do. Roundabouts, they're functional, and the thing about them, if you do have an accident, more than likely it's a slow speed accident, and you're not going to have it. You're going to have less likely to have major damage. to a vehicle or injury.
It just treats the intersection like a yield.
Yeah, it does confuse me. I'm like, what the heck am I gonna do? But I can say that it makes you more aware. Cause you're like, okay, the car's coming, slow down, he's gone, now go behind him.
Yeah, it is. They're good. They're beneficial. You know, we've got a couple here in Russellville. I think eventually, at some point in time, you will have more. But right now, we don't have any. We don't have any on the plans right now.
The ones we have here is just single car though.
Yeah. We don't have any. We don't have the doubles, man. We don't have the doubles.
Double and then the exit and go straight.
Yeah, it is well.
So we got the search and rescue. I got a good friend, Bob Burris.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry that you have to be friends with Bob. No, I'm just kidding. Bob is a great guy. I love Bob.
You know, he told me he's been doing it for 35 years.
Yeah.
And I mean, he has not missed one of those things. He said that.
Dude, so he's experienced a lot. He really has.
How are we in Russellville on? I don't want to say the word, but on fatality.
That's a very good question. In the city of Russellville, because I actually called the coroner the other day because we were looking at something, and last year there was not a fatality in the city of Russellville with a motor vehicle. So,
wow.
And so we really do have safe streets. Now there are some situations every now and then you'll have a drunk driver do something, or now you get out on the interstate. There's different situations, but I will say this. If you have an accident in the Russellville area, you got a better chance of surviving than a lot of other people, just because we've got great rescue teams, we've got great EMS. We have a helicopter parked on top of the hospital, and if they need, there was a situation. It's 8 months to a year ago. I can't remember what it was, but I saw an alert come into my phone as motor vehicle injury, and so I just turned it on. And when I first turned it on, I was like, oh, the paramedic said I need 3 helicopters, and I'm like, what? But it was a situation where a family was coming off the interstate, still don't know what happened, accelerator stuck or something, and they had to fly 3 people out. But it's just kind of we have a great group of people that really know how to manage scenes and get people to the care that they need as quick as possible. So really, realistically, I mean, we got, and that's Russellville and Pope County. Like I say, Bob, there's a lot of guys over at Pope County EMS, but I can tell you what, Bob Burris and Brent Taylor, those guys have seen a lot of stuff over the years, and I think Corey Pintato's over there now, and just other different guys, whether it be a high-angle rescue coming off a cliff to rescue you if you've fallen, or a swift water rescue when we need to get a boat and get somebody in the water to you, that we are equipped, or a combined space rescue. We have guys training all the time, to make sure that happens. And those guys, they take that stuff seriously, man. OEM, you got guys out there that, get out on the water, get out and do whatever it takes to make sure that you get home safely.
That's cool.
It is cool.
That's pretty impressive.
Especially for a small, I mean, when you think about it, Russellville is the 16th largest city in the state of Arkansas. And so, but for what we have, man, we have just excellence of care for so many different things. And, the fact that, you can send your wife, or my 26-year-old, oh my God, my daughter's 28 years old now. Send them to Walmart at 9:00 at night. You don't have to worry about anything. You have a very safe environment. So people can go to, or they get out at PDQ and you're not worried about anything crazy. So it means a lot. That safety is one of those pillars of quality of life, quality of place that I talked about early on. And safety is one of those key components.
I think somebody posted a question about that, huh? And you told them those 4 key factors, huh?
Yeah, and I'll preach those. I mean, I really feel like those are key components to those things. And that's really where we concentrate a lot of our efforts as a city, is just, we want you to be safe. We want we do want housing. We don't have as much effect over that housing. We don't have a ton of effect over education, but we are blessed to have, not only do you have the Russellville School District, but you have great surrounding school districts, Dover, Pottsville, Dardanelle, and then you have private education too, if you want. So you do have faith-based education if you want. And then you have the 4th largest university in the state of Arkansas, parked out north of town here at Arkansas Tech University. And so, man, we really do have a good educational oasis there.
Well, we're we're the 4th.
Yeah, we're the 4th largest. You've got the University of Arkansas, at Fayetteville. Then you have ASU in Jonesboro and UCA. So I think we're the fourth largest, if I remember right. Fourth largest state school, yes. So
Cool.
and they're great. They're great.
Real cool.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Well, Master Obee,
Going back to college.
Oh man, I shouldn't have said that.
You're in trouble now,
I'm
man.
gonna change it on my contact.
Oh yeah. We changed our contact to Master Obee.
No. Well, man, I love having you guys and just talking, having a good time, and the next week, May 14th, 6 p.m., Russellville Country Club. Come out and have a Q&A with Mayor Fred Teague. Everybody's going to be there, so come out. They also have food, drinks. I mean, it's just, if you guys don't get to have dinner, you guys can have dinner there. So, and it's, what is it? First-time visitors is free.
correct.
Right?
Yes.
And that's the thing I want to tell everybody too is don't be intimidated by the country club. So, oh wait, I'm not a member of the country club.
Yeah.
No, man, you walk in the door and go to the right. It's not intimidating at all. It's a great environment, great staff. So come on out and just be part of that. If you it's great if you can order food, and because the food's going to be good, and take care of the waitress or waiter or whatever, But it's great if you can do that. But it's just don't let that deter you from coming.
Yeah, it's really nice. I mean, and then you can go out and look out on the ledge, and it looks nice and beautiful, especially right now with all the green trees.
Yes.
So.
Selfies and everything, huh?
There you go. Cool. Well, I mean, I don't know if there's anything else anybody wants to add. Or
That's it. Be there, be square.
Yeah.
Show up.
be there, be square. All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in today on another episode of Eleva. We had Mayor Fred Teague and the guys here. So see you guys next time.